Hey, what's up? This is Fred. I wanted to hop on real quick just to go over a couple things in regards to some people I talked to today. Specifically, I wanted to talk about life insurance and some of the things that people talk to me about, right? And I wanted to bring it to your attention because I think it's something important for you to know, right? And I want to make sure that you guys understand the importance of what life insurance is actually there for, right? So, um, a couple of people they reached out to me in regards to getting a quote for a policy, right? And when I asked them why they wanted a quote, right, because I want to get into their minds to kind of see exactly what it is that they're looking for, why it is that they want to go ahead and pay for that, right? So one of the people I talked to, they told me that they had a friend that passed away who didn't have anything in place and wanted to know what it was that I could offer to one get something in place for them, but two, more importantly, um, where they wouldn't have to worry about somebody else having to pay for their funeral services, right? And it's very important to understand and very important to know because it's something that a lot of people don't really take into consideration. They say, "Hey, my kids, they're there, they're going to go ahead and pay for it," right? But most of us we're living paycheck to paycheck, and when you say that you're going to put that burden on the children, what does that look like for them, right? Sometimes you have people who live not in the area, they have to fly home to bury their parents or their loved ones, right? Or sometimes they have to take time off of work. They may not have the time to come out, make all the arrangements, and do all the things because scheduling a funeral and getting all that stuff taken care of takes time. It takes money. It takes knowledge. There's a lot of things that go into that. So I wanted to kind of let you guys know uh, why it is that I do what I do, right? So we all have people that we love and care for, and we don't want to have to come out of pocket unnecessarily if we don't actually have to, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's so many times, there's so many places, excuse me, not places, but so many people that I know that have had to travel places to get to a funeral service, um, and what that might look like, right? So, why should one person get a life insurance policy if they have somebody who's going to pay for the services? Now, I already talked about how most of us live paycheck to paycheck. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were to lose, say, $5,000 today, what is that going to look like for you when it comes time to pay your bills? You know, your mortgage or your car payment, rent, gas, groceries, things like this. Is $5,000 going to hurt? Right? Now think about what it's going to cost for an actual funeral service. What is that going to look like? Do you have to pay for a plot? Is it going to be a cremation? All of these things go into play, right? Is there going to be a service? Are you going to feed the people who come? All of these things have a cost associated with it, right? So the reason why I try to tell people and not push, I don't want to be pushy, but I want to be educational, right? I want to make sure that you understand the importance of putting a little bit of money out today so that way when your time does come, because we all have a time, right? Every one of us, we're going to pass away sooner or later, right? Hopefully later, right? And the earlier that you get something put into place, the better off you're going to be. So, that being said, why do you need a policy? Well, one is to avoid putting a burden on somebody. If your children have money to pay for your services, that's great, right? But is that going to put them at a disadvantage for their own monthly bills, right? Are they going to be able to travel back and forth to get things done and get things handled, take the time off of work, right? And it may not just be one person. It might not be just your child. Is your child married? Maybe they have to come and accompany your child to help with the different things that are going to be put into place, right? There's all kinds of things that go into this, right? So, number one, you want to get an insurance policy so that way you're not passing the burden on to somebody else. Whether you think they can handle it or not, a lot of times people's personal finances is just that, it's personal. They don't like to go over that information with you. You may think they have something when in actuality they don't have that amount of money that you think that they might have. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I'm here in the Bay Area, right? and we do have high cost, right? If I was to go to the cemetery to see how much a plaque costs, I'm sure I'm going to be looking somewhere in the area of around $10,000, right? That's just for a plaque. Okay, let's say they're not going to get buried, right? We're just going to do a cremation. What do you know what a cremation costs? You know, that might be anywhere between $25,000 and $6,000 for a service, right? Now, are you going to travel to this service? Are you going to take time off of work? Yeah, most of us, we get bereavement, but sometimes some places don't offer bereavement. So you're going to have to use your own time, right? Well, do you have vacation time to use? If they don't offer that, do you have personal time to take off? These are the things that we want to think about, right? It's more of a let's play chess, not checkers. We want to think of the long play, right? What this is going to look like. There's been times where, well, let me rewind a little bit. We're always going to be healthier the younger that we are. As we age, typically things start to go wrong with our bodies, right? We may come down with diabetes. We may come down with sleep apnea. There's all kinds of other things, COPD. There's things that I see every day with people that I speak with that can push them out, because you can't just go out and buy life insurance. You do have to qualify. So if you're unable to qualify for a life insurance policy, what's the next step, right? Are you going to save? Are you going to go ahead and go to the cemetery and prepay for your services, right? And then if you do that, let's say, for example, you do that, you prepay for your services, and let's say you move. You know, let's say you're 45 years old, you start paying for a policy, you retire at, let's say, 65 years old, so 20 years down the road, and you move to a different place. Now you have a prepaid burial service that's already been paid for, taken care of, but let's say you moved out of state. Now what's that going to look like? Do you have to fly the body back home to where you've already prepaid? Right? So all of these things have a cost. I just wanted to hop on real quick. I wanted to go over a couple of things that I spoke with a couple of clients on today, so that way I can give you guys some things, some trends that I see every day when people ask for quotes for life insurance. So when I'm going over this information with them, I bring it back to my viewers so I can kind of go over that with you guys, so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what it is to have life insurance, why life insurance is needed, even if you're already taken care of, right? Because let's say you're taken care of, like you have the money to pay for it. Well, now let's take a look at that. You have the money to take care of your services, but you just passed away. So how is the next person, you know, your next of kin, going to be able to access that cash to pay for your services, right? These are the things that we want to talk about. If they're not able to access the cash and you have the money, say, in a trust, and you leave the trust to that person, how long is it going to take to access the funds, right? How long are we going to have to wait to go ahead and get started with the services, right? Are we going to have to wait a week or two, right? These are the things that we want to think about when it comes to talking about this stuff. So again, I wanted to just give you some of the trends and things that people have talked about today in my conversations with them, so I can kind of go over that information with you, let you guys know what I'm hearing, so that way I can bring it back to you guys and help educate you guys on what type of things I hear and how we can go ahead and better plan for when it's our time, right? When our time is going to come and we do pass away, what that's going to look like for the ones we leave on, right? Give them time to grieve, right? That's the most important thing that I can say in this video right here. If you're going to pass away, don't let your people that you're leaving, don't let them stress on the money, right? Because they just lost somebody who's very important to them. Let them understand that you want them to have time to properly grieve and not have to stress and be so anxious because they're trying to come up with funds to pay for your services. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. If you want a quote, feel free to reach out, comment below. I will leave my contact information in the description. I'm going to go ahead and also post it up here. It'll be up here. It's going to be across the screen, my contact information. Give me a call. Go to the website. We'll go ahead and get you a quote. It's no cost for that. It's free of charge. If you want it to move forward, we can go ahead and get that process for you as well. So with that being said, appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. If I brought any type of value to you, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. That way, whenever I do drop a video, you'll be notified. And hit that like button. Share this information with somebody you think might benefit. That being said, appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good night.